Over the past year, we've been deep in the pellet grill game.
Testing, reviewing, and cooking everything from brisket to bacon.
So when it came time to find a worthy rival to the Weber Searwood, the Recteq Flagship 1100 was the clear pick in the same price range.
After 5 months of real-world cooking, we've seen what it's great at, what it might be missing, and what some of the quirks are that you should be aware of.
Should you buy the Recteq Flagship? Let's get into it.
Deep basement.
So why the Recteq Flagship 1100? Aside from it being in the same price range as the Weber Searwood back in January 2025, Recteq as a brand was top of mind because of their stellar reputation and popularity among pellet smoker enthusiasts. We looked at Camp Chef, Traeger, and all the usual suspects. But when Recteq dropped the 1100 to $1,039 for the holidays, we jumped.
Grab life by the horns, get a Recteq.
Out of the box, the Flagship makes a very strong first impression.
Yeah, it seems sturdy like a tank.
The stainless steel, the heftiness of all the parts. You get the sense that this thing was built to last.
I mean, this thing is like
Super heavy.
Super heavy. It did come with a little bit of shipping damage on the lid, but I contacted Recteq support. They said they would replace it, and they did with no fuss.
If you do pick up a Flagship, your guests will never mistake it for a run-of-the-mill backyard grill. It really stands out and tells the world that you are serious about your smoked meats. Now let's talk features. It's got a massive 40-pound pellet hopper. You could cook on this thing for almost 48 hours straight without having to add more pellets, so overnight cooks are no sweat. It's got dual probe ports to check your meat temps from the Recteq app wherever you happen to be remotely, and 4 sturdy wheels, 2 of them swiveling, so it's quite easy to move around on your deck or patio.
This thing gets hot, really hot.
You can hit 700 degrees on full blast for hot and searing cooks, even without any direct flame. The smokestack setup creates more smoke retention than the Searwood's rear vents.
Very nice.
Your wife loves that smell.
Believe me, it makes a difference that you can see, taste, and smell.
It smells like something I want to eat.
Smells fantastic. The Recteq is smokier. All 3 of us agree.
Everything about this rig just feels legit.
Grab life by the horns, here we go!
The lower grates, the upper rack, the drip pan, just pulling them out to clean them and pop them back in is somewhat enjoyable because you get to feel the beefiness of the parts, unlike most other big-name brands, which can feel flimsy by comparison. Even the controller, while quite simple and very easy to use, just feels solid when you're turning the temperature dial.
We've thrown everything at the Flagship 1100.
Thick steaks, pork belly tacos, even West Virginia pepperoni rolls, and it delivered every time.
Yeah, that's hitting.
The smoke flavor that comes off this rig is legit, noticeably deeper than what we get from the Searwood, even when it has smoke boost cranked.
With the Searwood, the smoke all goes out the back in the vents that basically go all the way across. Whereas this has more of a traditional smokestack where the smoke has to stay in there and then work its way out.
Right.
We ran it through sub-zero temps and snowstorms and it held steady the whole way.
This girl's been through 2 snowstorms. Grab life by the horns, gentlemen.
That's no small thing.
In our 3-part head-to-head battle with the Weber Searwood, the Flagship took the win on smoke flavor every time, unanimously.
In the end, I chose to keep the Searwood and donate the Flagship.
So which grill are you keeping? That's the question.
So now I gotta make a big decision, don't I?
Yes.
I'm keeping the Searwood.
But only because of the versatility and consolidation that was available with the Searwood.
Rotisserie, griddle. Speaking of which, let's talk about Flagship accessories. Of course, you can get the usual stuff like the front shelf, but if you've got an extra $250 laying around to update your rig, I highly recommend you get the Smoke Box.
This thing lets you get even more smoke flavor on your meat before you cook it. You can cold smoke fish, cheese, and other things, and use it as a warmer when you're serving lots of food. It's one of the best accessories I've ever used. Now let's talk about some of the quirks and downsides. On 2 occasions, I couldn't get it to heat up.
For some reason, it took the Recteq another 23 minutes to get up to 400 degrees, and it was stalling at around 367, and I had to boost it up to 500 degrees on the app to get it to kind of crank eventually because I got tired of waiting.
The fix was just to reset it and start over. I never figured out what the cause was, but luckily it never happened again and may have just been growing pains. Other than that, no issues. This thing is a tank, and when you turn it on, it just starts going.
It is a little easier to start up the Recteq. You just hit the power button and it just goes.
There's no pellet dump, so if you want to change your pellets before a cook, you'll need to hand scoop them out.
Kind of a pain in the butt.
Yeah, Searwood's got that over the Recteq.
I wouldn't think of this as a huge deal because honestly, how often is that really likely to happen?
If you don't plan on changing your pellets very often, this doesn't really matter. I think a pellet dump is a really nice extra feature, but certainly not any kind of requirement.
There's also no fuel gauge, so you won't know how many pellets are left in your cook.
The Searwood has a fuel gauge. This one does not. So you've got to check to make sure you've got enough fuel.
I mean, dude, I always thought the fuel gauge was BS, because if it's not heating, put more fuel.
Sometimes the controller will just die because it's like, I'm not heating. I'm just gonna shut down. And you don't know it, so you come out and it's dead.
But given the 40-pound hopper, that's certainly not a showstopper. Just fill it up and you'll have enough for any cook. And yeah, all that shiny stainless steel will start to brown on you.
We're at 5 cooks and it's already starting to change color. And I can see after 20 cooks or so, it ain't gonna be pretty anymore.
It still looks good, just more used.
So, should you buy the Recteq Flagship 1100?
When we decided to donate it to local first responders,
The Recteq Flagship 1100 is going away. We're donating it to a local fire station.
it was a tough day for me.
I'm sorry to see her go. I'm a little bit sad, but our first responders are gonna love it, make it a good home.
On the day we donated it, we also served the first responders 12 racks of ribs
2 more re-up.
and 8 pork butts, which we smoked the night before and heated back up on the day of. The Flagship was the star of the day, allowing us to warm racks of ribs in the smoke box, heat large pans of pulled pork in the main chamber, and serve a ton of people.
There's more barbecue sauce here if you want. Thank you for what you do.
The ribs were some of the best tasting ribs I've ever made. The 10-hour day of nonstop smoking and serving just reinforced what a beast the Flagship really is. And I already miss using that machine, the smoke box, its presence on my deck. Don't be surprised if you see me purchase another one, or perhaps one of its sister products in the near future. So if you want something with real quality build,
Wow, that looks pretty. Stainless steel everywhere. The smoke box cover being cast iron is really impressive.
if you want the best smoke flavor you can get out of a pellet grill,
Me too. I like the smokier one better. Recteq wins. Unanimous.
and if you're not concerned with rotisserie or griddle options, then absolutely 100% this machine is for you.
That
I think we did good with no wrap.
is beautiful. Thanks for hanging out. See you next time. The smoke flavor on the Recteq is out of this world.
Wow.
What can I say about that? These are amazing.
These are excellent.
This one is definitely smokier. Oh, that is bomb.
Brings me back to my childhood. Oh yeah. Yeah, that hits. I approve.
Absolutely fantastic.